I'm Mrs. Divya dealing with chapter 7 evolution, and this is my 19th video. So in the last module, students, we have completed the history of origin of and evolution of man. Hope you have understood all the concepts in the chapter. And I had told you previously in the last module itself that I'll be discussing some important concepts which will be helpful for you for the board exams. Okay, so this is in your in the point of board exams. Okay, so I'll just go. I have prepared concept wise notes. Okay, and also I have mentioned some of the previously asked questions in the previous year exams. I have given it there. So also I'll be discussing what are the answers you should be writing, how much answers is expected for these questions. Okay, so starting from evolutionary biology, so the question might be like, for 1 mark, what is evolutionary biology? So you know it is the study of history of life forms on earth. Then the another 1 mark question here is, how old is universe? So it is almost 20 billion years old. That much you have to mention. So here I have not mentioned the questions. I repeat, in this video I have mentioned the questions which have been asked for previous year exams. Okay, other questions I'll be giving you in the PDF form. So using this notes, this is just like a notes for you. So using this notes you can write the answers for those questions. So I'm just discussing the points here. It is just like a quick revision for you all. Okay, so here this question which had appeared for 1 mark in the question paper, that is in July 2016 question paper. The question was, name the theory which attempts to explain origin of universe. Okay, so it is just a 1 mark question. Just write what is the theory, sorry, that it had come here, that is the Big Bang theory. Okay, name the theory is asked, write Big Bang theory, a small mistake here. So definition is asked, write what is Big Bang theory. For 1 mark if it is asked, write a singular huge explosion which is unimaginable in physical terms. Okay, so don't forget to mention here, that is Big Bang theory. If the question is asked what is Big Bang theory for 2 or 3 marks, then there you will have to mention these points. So these are the points which come under Big Bang theory. So so that it becomes easier for you, I have given everything in point wise. Okay, so write the notes like this only, point wise. It will be easier for you to read also. So one point is, after the Big Bang, universe went on expanding and there was reduction in the temperature. Hydrogen and helium were formed first. Then the gases started to condense. Then later the galaxies were formed. Then Earth was formed around 4.5 billion years back in the Milky Way galaxy. So these are the points you have to cover. So here also you may expect some 1 mark questions about the conditions of the primitive Earth. That is, how was the atmosphere previously? There was no atmosphere actually. Then this one, children, these 4 things, that is, what did the primitive Earth consist of? These are the 4 things, that is water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide and ammonia. This you can expect for 2 marks. Okay. Then the other points you have, this is if it is asked for 2 or 3 marks about to describe the conditions of the primitive Earth. Okay, so these are the points you have to cover there. Because of the UV radiations present at that time, the water started to split. Then hydrogen escaped, but oxygen started to combine with the other compounds. Slowly ozone was formed. Then the water vapor cooled as the temperature of the earth gradually decreased. So the depressions in the earth, they were filled by the rainwater, giving rise to different water bodies like rivers and oceans. Then finally we can say that earth was formed 4.5 billion years back, but after that, after 500 millions of the formation of earth, the life started to appear. Okay. different theories. I have explained you so many theories regarding the origin of life, but in your NCERT textbook they have mentioned only very few points about the what ancient theories, unscientific theories which were given. Okay, one thing they have given about the panspermia, so only this much is mentioned. So board exam point of view, only this much is enough to write in the exams. That is, what is panspermia might be asked. So it is nothing but the early Greek philosophers, they believed that units of life called spores, they were brought to different planets. Also, it was fallen on the earth. So those spores developed into the new organisms. So that is the theory of panspermia. Only that much is mentioned. Then the other one was theory of spontaneous generation, where it suggested that life could originate from the decaying and the rotting matter, okay, like straw, mud, etc. So this theory was disproved by whom? By Louis Pasteur, by his swan neck flask experiment. So I have explained you what is this experiment, but in detail about the experiment, the diagram and all, it is not given in your NCERT book. So for board exam, no need to study that diagram. So just a brief explanation they have given. They may ask what was the experiment done by Louis Pasteur to disprove spontaneous generation. So this is the experiment you have to explain. Just explanation is required. Okay. So what did he say? He showed that in flasks that were sterilized, he sterilized the flasks. So there he saw that the life did not originate from the killed yeast, but at the same time when the flask was kept open, living organisms arose in the killed yeast, right? So he disproved the theory of spontaneous generation, and he suggested that life comes only from pre-existing life. So this might be asked for 2 marks. Okay. And another important thing, that it did not answer how the first life came on the earth. It explained only about the continuity of life. Okay, but not how actually the life came into existence. Next was the chemical evolution theory, that is the Oparin-Haldane theory of origin of life. So this, they may ask about who proposed the theory of chemical evolution. You have to mention about Oparin and Haldane. So what is explained in this theory, if it is asked, you have to mention these points. Okay. So it explained that life originated from pre-existing non-living organic molecules like RNA, proteins. Then it was actually by nothing but chemical evolution, that is organic molecules originated, were formed from inorganic constituents. Then the conditions of the earth at that time were high temperature, volcanic storms, reducing atmosphere, which contained methane and ammonia. Okay. Then this is important, that is Stanley Miller's experiment. Who experimentally proved this chemical evolution of life? It is Stanley Miller, okay, and Urey, right? So that you have to remember. See, this was asked 3 times. I have given the questions here from 2013 onwards, okay, because after 2013 this new syllabus, that is NCERT syllabus, was started. So I have picked up the questions from 2013 itself. Okay, no need those previous old question papers and all. So from 2013, if you take 3 times, this question was asked for 5 marks. See, 2 times only the labeled diagram is asked. Give a labeled diagrammatic representation of Miller's experiment. Then once with explanation it was asked. So this is the explanation here. That is, in 1953, Stanley Miller, he created similar conditions in the laboratory as the primitive earth. He created electric discharge in a closed flask containing methane, hydrogen, ammonia and water vapor. And these are competitive exams questions, like what was the temperature taken? Okay, it was 800 degrees Celsius. So there he observed the formation of amino acids. So this is the diagram, children. Refer NCERT textbook for the diagram. So prepare this diagram well. Most expected question for 5 marks. Okay, so only diagram is asked for 5 marks, 2 times, remember this. Then Miller saw the synthesis of amino acids, that is from simple molecules, simple inorganic compounds. Okay, so all this he did, just that is he took the similar conditions as the primitive earth. Then later on many such experiments were conducted where they could get the other molecules also, macromolecules like sugars, nitrogen bases, pigments and fats were also obtained. Okay, so this was the experiment, Stanley Miller's experiment. If explanation is asked, this much is the explanation, right? And mainly practice this diagram. Then here, evolution of life forms a theory. This question can be expected for 3 marks. Okay, that is what are the connotations of theory of special creation. So according to theory of special creation, it is God, supernatural being who created everything. Then these are the connotations, that is it says that all living organisms that we see today, they were created in the same form as we are today. Then it says that the diversity of life forms is always the same since the time of creation. No new things have formed, no one has existed. And it says that it also will remain the same in future also. Then according to this theory, earth is about only 4,000 years old, not millions of years old. Okay, so this might be for 3 marks, this question. Then you have the observations of Charles Darwin, where he says that reproductive fitness is important, that is fitness of individuals or populations, and the organisms who overcome all the environmental changes who can survive better, that is called, and they can reproduce better, and that is called as the reproductive fitness. He also said that nature selects only those organisms who are better surviving, who have better adaptability to survive, that is called as natural selection, and this is the mechanism of evolution. So if it is asked what is the mechanism of evolution according to Darwin, it is nothing but natural selection. Okay, and Alfred Wallace was also of the same opinion, right? Next, coming to the evidences. So far paleontological evidences have not been asked, they have given you, but you may expect like what are fossils, 1 mark question. Okay, then how do you study these fossils in the sedimentary rocks? Okay, so these 3 points are important there. The significance of the study of fossils, okay, that is it indicates geological period in which they existed. The study of fossils shows that life forms varied over time and that the life forms are restricted to certain geological time span, and it also shows that new forms of life are believed to have originated at different times in the history of Earth. So these are the points important there. Coming to comparative anatomy, so this is most asked questions like what are homologous and analogous organs. See, 2 times this question was asked. What are homologous organs? Mention any 2 examples consecutively in March and July. Then what are analogous organs? Any 2 examples was asked. This also consecutively 2 times it was asked. Then differentiate between homologous and analogous organs by giving plant examples. Read the question properly. Plant examples they have asked for 3 marks. Okay, so just practice the definition of this, what are homologous and analogous organs, and then practice any 2 examples from each. Take one animal example and take one example in plants, so that will be easier. See the definition I have given you here. Definition of homologous organs: the organs of different species having common origin and similar basic structure but perform different functions. 2 examples have quoted, one from animals, that is the vertebrate forelimbs. So if they have asked you explain with example, you have to write the explanation, that is what are the structures modified there. Like you have vertebrate forelimbs, that is different mammals like bats, whales, cheetah, humans. they show similar basic structure, that is in the pattern of bones of four limbs, right? That is, all of them have humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals and phalanges. But they are used for different functions depending upon their habitats wherever they are present, that is depending upon their needs. Similarly, in plants, you have to example of thorns and tendrils of bougainvillea and cucurbita. Okay. Similarly, in analogous organs, I have, that is the organs which have which perform same function but differ in their structure and origin are analogous organs. So two examples I have given you, students, here. One is wings of butterfly and of birds. In plants, I have quoted example of sweet potato and potato, right? So explain those two examples. One example might be asked for 2 marks. If it is 3 marks question, they expect 2 examples there. Then this is the differentiation between divergent evolution and convergent evolution. That is, homology shows divergent evolution, analogy shows convergent evolution. So divergent evolution is among common ancestry. Convergent evolution takes place among two unrelated organisms. So differences, this is for 2 marks, 2 marks question. Then biochemical evidences, they have not given much is not explained about this, just a few lines, that is similarities in proteins and genes which perform same function among different organisms, that shows their common ancestry. Then in this embryological evidences, so remember this person Ernest Haeckel, what he did, he gave out this evidence that the embryonic stages remains if the common features are seen among the embryonic stages, then that shows common ancestry. But this was disproved by another scientist here. Remember this person also, that is Carl Ernst von Baer. Ernest Haeckel supported the evidence of that is embryological evidences, but he disproved, Carl Ernst von Baer disproved the theory of Ernest Haeckel. Okay. Then this is another important question, evolution by natural selection. Children, previously, that is before this NCERT syllabus would come, this question was repeatedly asked many times for 3 marks or 5 marks. Okay. But recently it has not appeared in the question papers, but this is one of the important questions. Okay. So you may expect this question also, that is explain industrial melanism as an example for natural selection. So there you have to explain before industrialization what was the condition of the moths. You know, there before industrialization the trees in England, they were completely gathered by lichens, so they appeared white, so the white wings were not visible. The dark winged moths would die as they were easily seen by the predators. But after industrialization, that is in 1920, because of the industrialization there, the lichens did not survive, right? And hence what happened, finally the dark winged moths, they camouflaged, because now the tree trunks were dark in appearance, right? So the white winged moths did not survive from the predators. Okay, so this showed that in a mixed population, those that can better adapt, they survive and they increase in population size. So thus industrial melanism supports natural selection. So this answer for 3 marks or 5 marks. Okay, important one. See, students, here this question was asked once here. Mention any 2 examples of evolution by anthropogenic action. So the term anthropogenic means because of human activities. Anthropogenic means man-made. So sometimes natural selection takes place due to human activities. So the examples there are DDT resistance in mosquitoes and antibiotic resistance in bacteria. So those are the two examples quoted here. They had asked mention any two examples, so those are the two examples. So if mention, only you are going to mention about it. If it is asked explain for 3 marks, then you'll have to explain about the two. Okay, so we'll continue the further part concept in the next module. So similarly, I'll explain the previous year question paper answers from the previous year question papers. I'll just give a quick revision of the concept. Then later on I'll give you the assignments in the PDF form. Hope this session was useful, students. Thank you very much.